listening to Dr. Den Does on Black Fox Radio with your host, Dr. Den.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Once again, this is Dr. Den with Dr. Den Does. So, what are we talking about today? Well, goodbye 2020 and a good riddance to it. That's all I can say. It's been a nightmare for me and for most people, I would imagine. What with COVID, Brexit, Christmas under lock and key, etc, etc. So, let's talk about it. First of all, I'm going to cover COVID-19. It's been an absolute nightmare. It is in March this year. Affected a hell of a lot of people. It's killed a lot of people, unfortunately. And of course our thoughts go out to everybody who's lost family members. And it's just one of those things that's dragged on and on and on, as pandemics do. So now we got a new strain, which is carrying on and on and on, with a rumour going around that there's possibly going to be a COVID-20, which is really horrifying when you think about it. We just have to wait and see how that goes. But the good thing is we do have vaccines coming out, loads of different options that are going to be available apparently next year. Hopefully by the end of next year this thing will have gone. So fingers crossed. And for those of you that have a faith, maybe you're praying, and I hope that your prayers are answered. So let's move on, shall we? Yeah, good idea. Okay. So Brexit, good, bad, ugly, don't know. Depends how you look at it. I was a leaver, still am a leaver. I think Boris, under the present circumstances, has done what he believes is best for the UK. Personally, I think we should have just walked, and that would have been the end of it. We would have had no issues whatsoever just walking. I think we would have survived quite well. We have a spirit as a nation where we will survive whatever happens. We're just those sort of people. We're an island. We have the ability to survive. At the end of the day, we will make things work. So I think he's gone for the slightly easier option, which is a sort of deal which we can change as time goes on. And I believe that even the Labour Party are now accepting that the deal we've got is adaptable. We can change it. However, you've got to remember that the EU haven't exactly accepted it yet. It's not finalised. It won't be until they put their rubber stamp on it. Boris is all cock-a-hoop at the moment, thinking he's done a good job, which he has. He's delivered on everything he promised us at his election. It's going to be interesting to see what comes out over the next week. But I think he's done a good deal, and I think we will come out of this smelling of roses. The only thing that is a point of contention in my eyes is the fisheries. I think he could have done us a better deal other than 5.5 years. I think he could have cut it down to the 3 years, which is the original deal he wanted, made the French sweat a bit more, and basically said, look, 3 years or no deal. I think at the end of the day they would have had to have buckled. I've said it before and I'll say it again. We could have just stopped the import of all EU cars, which would have crippled the EU. I don't care what anybody says. They would have had no fish to talk of, and that would have been the end of it. They would have suffered far more than we would have done. We've opened up deals with Japan, America, all over the world. We're starting to have people queuing up to do deals with us, so I think we would have done quite nicely. So yeah, Brexit, only time will tell, but let's see what happens next year. So hopefully 2022 we'll have some good news.
You can listen to these podcasts on Podbean, Mixcloud and YouTube. Just search Dr. Den Does and Black Fox Radio.
Now Christmas. Oh dear, don't talk to me about Christmas. My favourite saying of Christmas is bar humbug. Not a religious person, so don't have any religious connotations for me. I think it's a big money earner for businesses, but for me it's just a waste of money really. Great when the kids are small. I've got one son. It was great up until he got to about 10 or 11. Now he's of an age where he got a partner, lives by himself, got his own responsibilities, and it's just a case of getting each other small gifts just to do because it's Christmas. That's what you do at Christmas. You buy each other gifts. He bought me a really nice, this is going to sound great for Jack the Ripper fans, a leather apron for me when I'm working on the guitars. Really nice. It's buffalo hide. Really, really nice bit of kit, which I shall wear proudly in my workshop. And I bought him some stuff for his train collection. He collects trains. So, yep, that'll be interesting to see what happens when he gets into his new house, get a new layout, etc, etc. So, yeah, that's about it really for Christmas. Of course, there's the restrictions that we can't see each other, nobody can see anybody, which is bad for families, you know, loved ones, dear ones, far away, can't see them, can't contact them really in person. It's a pain, and it's heartbreaking for people. I have a personal issue at the moment with a member of my family, which makes Christmas even worse for me this year, but I'm not going to go into that. Probably talk about it in the next one, but at the moment, yeah, not good. So I'm going to fly past that immediately before I get a little bit upset. Anyway, on the personal side of things, health. Yeah, 2020 has been a real bugger for me for health. Yeah, not been a good year for health. Suffered with quite a few things. I'm on some medication at the moment, which is completely screwing my body, giving me all sorts of weird side effects. As one of my work colleagues will know, things are just not working for me at the moment. So the last couple of days I've been an absolute wreck physically, but I've got to keep taking the meds. I'm assured by my doctor that, yeah, give it a couple of months and it'll all pass. If it doesn't, I may have to kill somebody. But anyway, on the health background, it's not good, but I'm sure I'll recover. I will get better eventually, or die of course, but hopefully I'll get better before that happens. And then there's the other thing, my motorbike. Yes, I haven't touched it for a few weeks, sitting there in my freezing cold shed waiting for me to go and give it the loving care and attention it deserves. I'm hoping to pick that up somewhere in the end of January, get back out there and start trying to put it back together, finish polishing all the chrome bits and the aluminium bits, and then start to put it all back together, and hopefully it'll be ready for the spring for me to get back on it and go and enjoy this beast. Yeah, so that's that. I've finished most of the painting, polishing, etc, etc, so that'll be good to get back on that beast. I love that motorbike. If I could get away with it, I'll probably get buried with it, but I don't think that's going to happen. The other thing is, yeah, new hobbies, if there's such a thing. We call them, or I used to call them hobbies. Now I don't know what they call them. They're probably, I don't know what you call hobbies now. I don't think they're called hobbies. Pastimes, I suppose. And of course, podcasting is a new one for me. I've only just started it this year. I enjoy doing my podcasts. Whether anybody listens to them or not, it's irrelevant. But I do enjoy saying my piece, groaning, moaning, which is basically 90% of what I do. But yeah, I enjoy my podcasts. What other new hobbies have I got? Gone back to my stamps, which I haven't done since 25, 30 years ago. And of course I started when I was very young, off the back of the News of the World newspaper, getting some stamps off of the back pages. Got a packet of stamps and started collecting then. So that's a long time ago. That must be 55 years ago, something like that. That's when I first started. Got quite a valuable collection now. Yeah, so been doing those two quite a lot this year. Got quite a few things to do, and of course a motorbike, so I put those three things together. I haven't got time to sit around do nothing. And of course the other thing that COVID has given me personally is extra work in the evenings, because most of the colleges now are not giving evening classes. Because of COVID, they're shutting down the adult community classes. So I've been contacted by quite a few of the colleges I used to teach at since COVID's come, and they're saying, look, you know, we're not doing it, Mel, until further notice. So it gives me a great opportunity to advertise online classes, which is what I've been doing. I've had quite a bit of take up, and it's also given me the opportunity to offer other teachers, lecturers that I know, the opportunity to maybe do online classes too. So what I've done is I've contacted some of the lecturers I know and said, look, you know, you've got a particular skill or a particular thing that you feel you can deliver online, then let me know and I'll advertise it for you on my website, which I have done, which is tutorden.co.uk. Just in case you missed that, it's tutorden.co.uk. Go and have a look at the evening classes and you'll find some very interesting stuff up there. We've got a guy called Ben who'll be teaching GarageBand, to name one of the products that he's going to be teaching. He's a professional audio guy. Trust me, the classes will be really, really good. He also does a couple of other professional audio bits, so that'll be really cool. Yeah, so he's the start of the audio side of it. I'll be doing my usual stuff: photography, podcasting, usual stuff. So yeah, it should be a good year for us online. I think I'll call an end to it here before I start talking in circles. But just one thing I'm going to say before I go. The last podcast I did was about the F1, about George Russell, and I thought there was something fishy about him getting a slow puncher. Strange thing is, since then I've been noticing on YouTube there's been a few videos popping up about that particular issue, people saying there's something not right about that. So I think I may have discovered something very fishy going on there. So if you've got an interest in Formula 1, go and have a look at it. Go to YouTube and type George Russell Formula 1 puncture and just have a look. There's a few videos popping up everywhere. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to take this opportunity to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. It's Boxing Day now, so a very Merry Boxing Day, which is when officially you should be opening your presents, not yesterday. And I'm going to wish you all a happy, prosperous and safe New Year. And hopefully my next podcast will be after the New Year. And I think that's it. I think that's all I've got to say. Stay safe, stay healthy. Have a good one. Take care.
Contact us now on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Just search for Dr. Den or email us at drdenblack@gmail.com.